By Iowa coach Lisa Bluder. Welcome to Albany.
Thank you.
And we will start with questions for the coach. Right here.
Kyle Huseman with Hawkeye Report. Lisa wanted to ask about a couple of things that Colorado could present as challenges tomorrow. First, their rebounding with Vonleh and Quay Miller in the middle, and then their three-point shooting last year. Obviously, they had Frida Foreman. You guys went up against her, but adding Maddie Nolan into the mix, that changes things a little bit. Just curious to hear about their rebounding and their three-point shooting.
Yeah, I think you just said it all, Kyle. We have to box out better than we did last year. We gave up 22 O boards against them last year. Just crazy numbers. And obviously they have two very good three-point shooters right now. Adding Maddie Nolan, does pose a problem just because now they have two excellent three-point shooters on the perimeter and a great inside game.
Right here in the middle. Yep.
Hi, Cassandra Negley with Yahoo Sports. You've given Caitlin so much room to be open and public with the media and really become the face of Iowa basketball, giving her that space. What is it about her or your relationship with her that has allowed you to do that for her?
I'd say it's trust. I completely trust her. Maturity. She's extremely mature, has handled every situation that's been thrown at her. And she's had a lot of different situations thrown at her. And she's handled them all beautifully. So I think it's both of those things, trust and maturity, that she can handle it.
Oh, yeah. Chad Leistiko, Des Moines Register. What's the latest with Molly Davis-Sarr with the compression brace on type of thing, stretching? Could she play tomorrow?
Yeah, she's doubtful for tomorrow.
Doubtful.
Molly's doubtful for tomorrow.
Okay. How is she doing? Like, is she getting? How close is she, I guess?
I don't know. I really thought she'd be back by now. I really did. So I have no idea, how long it's going to take for her to completely heal. But we're not going to put her out there when it's unsafe for her to be out there.
Hi, Coach. Erica L. Ayala with CBSSports.com. Thank you for your time. I was hoping you could take us back to Iowa inviting Lynette Woodard for a very special game for Caitlin, for the program, for women's basketball, and why you personally feel that was something that was important to do.
I just don't want the history of our game to be forgotten. And Lynette is a huge part of the history of our game. She's the leading scorer. And I just, wanted her to be there in the arena to show her the appreciation that we all have for her and what she laid the groundwork for what we're experiencing now. So that's why it was important to me to have her there. She's, all the great women that were a part of our game. There's been so many of them, and we don't talk about them anymore, and I think that's really sad.
Right here, second row.
Hey, Lisa. Howard Megdal at the Nets. Good to see you. Just in terms of getting a rematch of sorts with this team, in what ways are you able to use that to your advantage as you've kind of game planned for them? Obviously, you're a little different, they're a little different, but just what similarities have you been able to utilize as you head into this one?
Yeah, we had the whole team watch the film from last year, so they kind of have it in their mind in addition to film from this year. But, it's ironic. Neither team has changed. I know they're a little bit different, but neither team has changed a lot with their style of play. They only lost one starter. We lost two starters. And I think they replaced theirs with a really good, like I said, in Maddie Nolan, a really good player. But, this is a very experienced group. You're looking at three grad students and a senior in the starting lineup. Both teams are pretty experienced, but I'm sure that they're looking forward to this rematch from last year.
Right behind. Yep.
Yeah, Coach, you talked about the distractions, different things Caitlin's handled. There was a announcement of Ice Cube offering $5 million for her playing in the Big Three. I just wondered if you all even talked about that. Obviously, you're focused on the game, but things like that come up. Is it even something that people tease her about, or how do you handle that when it's happening while you guys are playing?
Yeah, I'm not sure how our teammates are. We haven't even talked about it, to be quite honest. It's kind of like, just put it, it doesn't have anything to do with us right now. Let's not even talk about it. She did tell me about the invitation that she was getting for USA basketball, but she hopes that she's not there. We all hope she's not there next weekend. But she was invited, and she shared that with me. But the other stuff, I mean, it's crazy.
Susan Harmon, HawkFanatic.com. The fact that Colorado has the two big kids, Quay and Aronette, how do they present different problems for you guys with just Hannah as the post?
Well, I mean, Quay is a power forward, and so, I mean, she can play the post, but she's a power forward, and Kate's been doing a good job all year for us at the power forward position. Yeah, we're a little bit smaller there, but, I mean, and Quay will come out and face up and shoot threes as well, so she's just kind of a big power forward, and I think that we've, I think that's okay for us.
Hey, Coach. Doug Feinberg, the AP. It's nice to see you. Is there anything Caitlin can do now that would give you a wow moment? Like, wow, I didn't know she could do that. And if not, what's the last one you have that you remember of a wow moment from her?
Oh, that's a good question, Doug. I mean, I don't know if she could give us any more wow moments. She's given us so many over the last 4 years, whether it's, shooting incredible shots, passing the ball like no other. So I'm not sure she could do anything yet that we haven't seen. My last oh wow moment, man, there's been a lot, but Michigan State at home was a pretty big oh wow moment for me when she hit that three at the buzzer again this year. But certainly she's just a special player, and I'm just really thankful. Here we are 4 years into it. It went like a blink of an eye.
Nancy Armour, USA Today Sports. Hey, Lisa. On Caitlin again, much has been made about her competitiveness. Is there any one story that you have that really kind of epitomizes how competitive she is, and maybe how you've had to rein that in or temper that a little bit?
Man, I mean, I've had to call technicals on her in practice, and I mean, she is like you see her in games, and the emotion she plays with in games, the passion, the highs, the lows. She's the same way in practice when we go against our practice guys or when we have officials in. And the officials that we're bringing in sometimes don't want to call technicals on us, so I'll just do it from the bench, because I do feel like, we have to try to help her maintain her composure at times. And, if they're not going to do it, then I will.
More questions, folks? Yes, right up here.
Regarding last game, you got no three-pointers outside of Caitlin from any of the supporting cast. That's pretty rare for you guys. Is that anything how do you reignite, Gabby, Kate, all of them from deep? What's the key?
Yeah, I mean, to me, and this is going to sound so simplistic, but honestly, it's so much just confidence. And it's just getting in the gym and seeing that ball splash to the net and feeling good about it and envisioning yourself being successful. But at this point, in the season, they know they're good shooters. And so I don't have to remind them too much, but I will, because, again, I just think it's such a huge, huge part of it is the confidence building.
Right here.
Lisa, you guys have played a little faster each of the 4 years of Caitlin's career. Obviously, the game against West Virginia was your slowest paced of the season.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just wondering two things. One, how important do you think pace is going to be in this game? And what are things you can do, have the team do early on to kind of set the pace?
I think both teams like to play quicker than what West Virginia did. So I think it'll be a little bit more up and down game. But, West Virginia really tried to slow it down, and they did a nice job with it. They did a really good job with it. And again, their defense was very good. I think, not having to get the ball to Caitlin, it sounds like a funny thing to speed the game up, but might be an opportunity for us, is to not get her the ball right off the bat. Get her into a shooting position instead of a ball handling position where they want to pick her up.
Nancy Armour, USA Today. You mentioned confidence. How important is that with Hannah? You'd mentioned the other night about wanting her to be more aggressive. How have you seen that, or how have you tried to get her to develop that this season? And how important has Caitlin been with her in terms of that?
Yeah, I think your peers are so much more important than your coaches in building confidence. And that's what great leaders do. Great leaders are able to bring up everybody around them. And that's what Caitlin has done with Hannah. It's kind of like, you tell if you're a parent and you tell your kid to do something and they're like, and then the neighbor tells them like, oh, wow, it's revelation. It's the same thing right now. Like coaches can say something, but if the players say it, it means so much more. And so, yes, we're going to continue to try to build her confidence because I just don't think she's tapped her potential, even come close to it. I think she's a marvelous athlete and somebody that just needs to be told how good she is. And I think there's a lot of women that are like that, unfortunately, that lose their confidence quickly. And people have tried to suppress them, keep them down, instead of building them up and letting them, shine their light. And she needs to shine her light because we're at our best then.
Back over here. After this, we've got time for one more after this. Thanks.
Marissa Jack, Spectrum News. Coach, welcome to Albany.
Thank you.
You talk about Caitlin, and everybody knows what she can do on the floor and off the floor. Has she had a bigger impact on her teammates with her basketball knowledge and the things that she can do on the floor, or is it the things that the rest of us don't see?
I'd say it's the things the rest of you don't see. Honestly, she's the one that's cracking the jokes. She's the one that keeps the locker room happy, fun. I mean, Kate Martin does a lot of that too, don't get me wrong. But, again, everybody, like you said, can see the basketball ability. But you guys don't get to see. I mean, she's a great student too. What she's doing for like the food bank in the at Iowa City, what she's doing with her foundation, how she's improving our community with that. You guys don't get to see all of those things, but then you also don't get to see the goofy Caitlin that we get to see and that we love.
Last one here.
Patty Rob from the Associated Press. Hi, Lisa. I wanted to get your opinion on these super regionals, 8 teams, 4 locker rooms, hotels all over the place. Did you like it the way it was before? Do you like it now? Did they make any changes from last year that you think have improved things, or what is your opinion?
Well, I haven't seen anything. We haven't maybe been here long enough to see if there's been any improvements or not, but truly Seattle was great for us. We were in a great hotel. Seattle was good. Albany, obviously the hotels aren't as plentiful and maybe as nice. And obviously, we're talking about every time we were on extreme coasts. And, we play some pretty good basketball in the Midwest too. And we'd love to have the opportunity to showcase, women's basketball at its finest in the Midwest as well. So I'm not sure that I love the 2 extremes that we're seeing because I think it's a disadvantage to us. Or maybe you got UCLA and Oregon flying, or Colorado flying halfway across the country. I mean, can't there be something in the middle that helps a little bit? I don't know. I would think so. I think women's basketball has grown so quickly, we haven't been able to keep up with it. I mean, it's exploded, and we do these, bids so far out that I don't think people knew what to expect. 3 or 4 years ago when they bid on these sites, they didn't know what to expect.
Coach, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Good luck in the tournament. 12:35 for our student athletes.